All right, how about it? I wouldn't have played a sleigh bell solo when I was in 6th grade. Skylar has done a great job on that this winter. Our next tune is Silver Bells, and one of the biggest tasks that I have is trying to make a bunch of 6th graders sound pretty. And Silver Bells, we've come a long way with it, and it's a gorgeous tune during the holiday season, and we're looking forward to playing this one for you. Enjoy it. So a couple of things about the 6th grade band here. During the fall, in the first 2 weeks of the school year, I somehow had to pick a group of kids who had stood out for their hard work, for their love of playing their instrument, and for their skills and everything on their instruments. I couldn't even judge practice habits by the second week, although I can pretty much assume 6th grade practice habits. And I had to pick a bunch of kids to represent the band at the PMEA Youth Honors Band, which is a group of outstanding players from an 8-county region. And we had 9 of us that went there. If you're one of those 9 kids who went to the Youth Honors Band, could you stand up, please, for some recognition? They were chosen with some consultation from the elementary directors. Thank you guys. And they did a great job. And you might notice that there's no percussionists in that group or no flutes in that group. And it's just because at that time of the year, it's so difficult to choose somebody when I don't know them all that well. So throughout the year, there are opportunities for the kids who are seeking the chance to do more and to play more and everything. And I am always trying to encourage them a little bit. Like I tell you guys, if you've ever asked me, I tell you not to let practicing be your battle. And if you talk to the high school parents around you, they'll probably tell you that their kid did no more practicing than yours did in middle school. But in an attempt to inspire them and encourage them and everything, this year I tried something a little bit different. And if you sit through any professional musical ensemble or something, there is a special honor that is called the first chair. Like typically a professional group will audition for seats in the band and everything, or seats in the orchestra. And the person who sits the first chair is called the principal part. And so this year I told them that for each concert, I'm going to pick somebody to sit in what is technically the first chair, and give those kids a shout out, just to give everybody else something to aspire to, and to recognize those who have been really working hard throughout the school year. So my first chair people here, there's no recognition in the program, but I'm going to go through each section and just have them stand for some recognition. Now, I will tell you in particular, the flutes, I've got a whole bunch of flutes here that have been playing like I haven't heard flutes playing in years. And choosing one was difficult, but I'm hoping that the rest of them who are busting their tails too will continue to work and try to topple the one on the top. So it's a little friendly competition. There's really nothing in it except for some recognition and some bragging rights. So in the flute section, I'm Matilda Carver. Okay, and we'll pause for the end. In the clarinet section, I had Brenna Killian. I always call her sister's name, and I told her that every time I do it, she can boom whack me with my boom whacker, and I did it tonight. So the saxophones, I had Adam Little over there, and in the French horns, I had Lady Johns here, and in the trumpets, Carter McQuitty, and the trombones, Max Cherney. Baritones, I had Corinne Timler, and back there, alone there, Aubrey Sherrick on the tuba, and in my percussion section, I had Mr. Dylan Kreis back there. So that's the group that I had selected today for the principal chair of this concert, and I'm hoping that in the spring I have a completely new group of kids to take. So, congratulations to that. Yeah, and really although I like to acknowledge those kids, really tonight, although it's a celebration of the holidays, it's really a celebration of this really outstanding bunch of kids. I hope that those of you who have kids up here on stage right now can remember what they sounded like in their first concert. And I never want to say that with the intention of knocking what they do at our elementaries. They do an amazing job down there. But I hope that you can hear a difference already. And tonight when the high school band is on the stage, I hope that you can look at them and think, hey, those kids were all sixth graders at some point, because they were. It's a huge amount of growth. So anyhow, our next tune for you guys is a holiday tune, but not the holiday that you might be expecting. The next one is called Haunted House. And, you know, I told you guys that we play this holiday music starting in August. We need a little break every now and then. So Haunted House was a great way for me to teach kids something different. They learned about music in minor here, which sounds darker and scary and spooky, and makes some different sounds, and it gave us a break from this kind of holiday music. So we hope that you will enjoy our holiday Haunted House here. And before we get to our last number, it's amazing. This night comes and it goes so quickly. And we spend so much time working, and I'm just really proud of all of the kids, and I'm grateful for all the time that they give. It's a seemingly immeasurable amount of time that they give to make the concerts and programs like this happen. And I keep telling them too, without these kids, we don't have the kids to make programs like this for our community. And I'm just really grateful for every minute that I get with them. And they're a ton of fun to be around and are just great kids to work with. As we move towards the holiday break here, a couple of things coming up. Number one, the 6th grade group has their reward day tomorrow, and that's the only day that they have band this week. Next week, they have band on Monday and Wednesday, and on Monday, they'll be sight reading some new music that they haven't seen before that we are going to try to get thrown together in one day so that on Wednesday we can do what has kind of become an annual tradition, which is an online concert during the school day during their 11th period. I'll send information out. If you go to my website, my school website, there's a link there that says live from the band room, and next Wednesday at 2:20, they will be going live for a performance for you at work, if your boss will let you watch it and share it with everybody that you work with. We usually do like the song from Peanuts, or from the Peanuts Christmas movie and stuff. We'll see what else they can throw together in one day. But it's usually a pretty special event. I call it the Office Christmas Party, and I hope that you can check them out during that time. It's a busy time of the year, but it's a great time for it to be a musician, because the music is fun to play and it's familiar to most of us. I hope that at this time of the year, no matter what you're celebrating or where you're celebrating, that you all get great time with your family. These kids, I can only imagine the energy and excitement that they bring to your holiday traditions and everything. And I don't know, this year I said to my mom the other day, I'm really especially in the holiday spirit, and I don't know if it's because I have a 3-year-old at home who's really into things right now, or because like my 6th graders prepared enough that I didn't have to wake up today sweating, panicking, and everything. It was funny, today I woke up thinking, woohoo, my kids are ready to go tonight, they're gonna sound great. And then I forgot my lunchbox, and I forgot my school keys, and in the first lesson, somebody came to me and was like, Mr. Hutch, I took my baritone home and practiced, and now it doesn't blow. And then the next one looked at me and said, yeah, mine either. And then in the next lesson, the sax came in and was like, why does my C sharp sound like a C? I was like, ah. And it's just amazing. But they're a great group, and I hope that you are able to enjoy your holidays with all of them. Our last tune here is kind of a classic. It is a classic. It's Sleigh Ride. And for years, I've been like, Mr. Richardson, you gotta end your concert with Sleigh Ride, and he never does. So I decided to take it on myself. Now, I'm gonna rag on my percussionists a little bit here, but I can't rag on them too much. But this is going to go one of two ways. It's going to go like it should, with a nice little boom, chick, in the percussion section, or it's going to go the way it does in rehearsal, with everybody going boom, 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 together. So you'll hear Sleigh Ride out of here. It might not have the same feel as Sleigh Ride, but we're going to do the very best we can. Now, the reason I can't rag on them too much is because I'm always on their case about forgetting stuff, and then I left all of their percussion music at the middle school today. So luckily I had extra copies with me, but I forgot all their stuff. But anyhow, this is, in my opinion, the greatest holiday song. It's Sleigh Ride, and I hope that you all enjoy it. There is a special little surprise at the end that I hinted to in my email last week. So this is Sleigh Ride. We're laying in here. We had agreed to have the temple blocks and the whip crack up here next to me, just like our sleigh bell feature. But up here we use the high school's equipment, and their wood blocks are mounted to a rack back there. And so Langham was just asking me if I'm going to make him stand up here by himself. I said no. All right. So, boy, years ago, I would have been drenched with sweat after that one. Cheers to happy endings. But anyhow, a couple weeks ago, I got online at home, and a friend of mine had posted online, hey, I'm sitting in traffic and not going anywhere. I'm listening to Sleigh Ride, and I'm sitting here thinking, holy cow, my dream is to play my dream has always been to play the whip crack part in Sleigh Ride. Greg Hutchison, how do I make that happen? So I was sitting there thinking, holy cow, he's probably not the only person that has been thinking that. So if there's anybody out here who has been dying to play that whip crack part in Sleigh Ride, we are prepared to give you that opportunity tonight. Do we have any volunteers? I know there are volunteers. You're up, man. Come on up. He's not a plant, I tell you. Okay? Is there anybody else who's dying to play this whip crack part tonight? Hey, I see a hand right out there, like the 10th row back coming up. Yep, you going like this. Come on out. And finally, anybody else will take one more. Let's have back there on the back edge, up the corner. Yep, that's you. Stand up. You got it. Come on up. Hey. All right. Oh, I couldn't even tell that was you. I hope you can handle the part. Yeah, Frost. All right. All right. So, had I known that I had a real musician right there, I probably wouldn't have picked it, but anyhow. So, we're going to play the part with the whip crack in it a couple of times here to give these people the chance to do it. Now, Langan, can you hand over your whip crack? Okay, now, all you have to do, guys, is pull back and crack it forward like this. Yes. It's one of those, not toys, musical instruments. It's so fun that when the kids aren't in the classroom, I'm walking around like playing with that thing all day. It's one of the perks of being a band director. I can play the timpani when I want to. If I'm really angry, I can go back and pound on something, like pound on a drum back there. It's pretty amazing. All right, so all three of you, we're gonna do this a couple times. We're gonna give you each a chance to do it. I'm gonna point at you when it's your turn to crack that. The trick is to not be late, okay? All right. Consider this an audition for the 6th grade band. You ready? All right, here we go. Same thing. Now, I have to be honest, when I called on this guy, I saw that head and I thought it was an old guy back there. So I really thought that I was getting a parent this time. All right, ready? All right, and we're going to try to do this in orderliest fashion as we possibly can. All of the middle schoolers are going to be going back to the room where we were warming up tonight to put their stuff away. And I'm even torturing them by making them stick their cell phones in that room as well. I'm going to bring all of the middle schoolers back here to that corner back there where they're going to sit amazingly well. You're going to be amazed by their outstanding behavior and everything while the high school group is performing. If you are one of the people who needs to leave because you've got a 2-year-old with you who's never going to last for the concert, or because you've got cookies to bake or whatever it is, you can meet your child in the cafeteria out here. Try to avoid the hallway. We're going to give them a minute to get everything ready, to get the high school band on stage and all that stuff. The transition time shouldn't take too long. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. We're really grateful, and I'm extremely grateful for your kids, and I hope that you all have a great holiday season.